Hi everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
Linda and Gizmo.
We're the village's newcomers and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We have a nice list of questions for you today. By the way, we got an email that said, hey, I've sent you a couple of emails and you haven't answered them. What we do is kind of put them in a batch, and when we get a certain number of emails on a topic, we'll bring that topic out for you guys on Mailbag Monday. We can't answer every single email individually, although we do try. Now this week, we are here in the midst of a heat wave.
We are hot down here.
We're not alone though. Our
No.
friends up in Minnesota and Wisconsin, they are baking as well.
And back in Indiana, it's been up in 97.
Heat index here of 102 today, and we hear that over by the coast, what was it?
It's 112 heat index.
112. But we're on our back porch for you today. We thought we'd give you a little bit different, a change of scenery for Mailbag Monday. Hope you like it. During the heat, we stay inside a lot more.
We do.
I just walked back in a minute ago and, that air conditioning felt so good.
It almost felt cold, didn't it?
Yeah, it did feel cold. But we watched the Olympics. How great are they? I love the Olympics. I watched that rugby today. I hadn't watched rugby ever.
Oh, that's girl rugby.
I liked it. Yeah, they're great athletes. But that's what we're doing to bide our time while the heat is tremendous outside. By the way, if you like our videos, and we're so glad when you do, just subscribe and you can ring the bell. And that will notify you every time that we post a video. We try to post one on Mondays, and we try to post another one on Thursday. This coming Thursday, we have a good series coming up.
We do.
We took our top 10 day trips. We narrowed it down to 10. And this coming Thursday, we're going to post 5 of them, the highlights of those 5 day trips, with information on how you can make contact and have that kind of fun yourself. And then the following Thursday, we're going to put part 2 up. So you'll want to tune in for that.
How about some shout outs?
First, we'll recognize some loyal viewers that got t-shirts with Jerry and Linda, and here they are. We really appreciate that, and if you guys send us your pictures in your Jerry and Linda t-shirts, or even your Gizmo t-shirts, he's very proud to have his own t-shirt, then you send us those pics and we'll get them on a Mailbag Monday.
Some of our viewers came here this week.
Yeah, we had dinner with Michael and Laura. That was a lot of fun. In
Very
fact,
nice.
they made a trip to the Chase Rescue Animal Sanctuary this week, and they sent us some pictures and told us about it, and we hope you had as much fun as we did. And Ron came, and we were able to spend some time with him. And now for our first question. Alan asks, how many villages are there? That is a tough question.
Well, we did our research and we came up with 102.
That can change. Tomorrow there could be 103 or 104. What are some of the newer ones? Do you remember?
Oh, there's a Hammock at Finney. There is a...
Newell.
Yes.
St. Catherine is new. Of course, Richmond.
Yeah.
They add them and they go on that map down south. And we try to keep up with it, but it's difficult. But Alan, thanks for the question. 102 right now is what we think. Bob writes, what does it sound like in the villages in the morning? Do you have songbirds there? Cardinals, robins, chickadees? I know you have sandhill cranes, but I don't think they make sounds. Boy, you are wrong, Bob. The sandhill cranes are noisy as all get out, especially when they're feeling frisky. They make all kinds of noise. In fact, they'll scare you to death if you don't know they're around.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm an early riser, and I take Gizmo out in the morning about 6:30 or 7, maybe, latest is 7:30. And there are birds galore. I especially love the dove. They're on the rooftops in the morning cooing. I'll hear the occasional crows if it's garbage day. I'll hear the sandhill cranes going from one pond to the other. And then later on, you're going to hear the garbage trucks. He asked also about garbage trucks.
Yeah, but back on the birds for just a minute. You can actually, there are so many here, and that's one of the things we absolutely love about the villages. We ruled out some other communities because they didn't have water features and ponds and retention ponds like we do here. And you wouldn't see as many birds. But here you can actually, you'll be riding the bike or walking down the street and you'll hear wings flapping and look up and there's a great blue heron.
Yes.
Or whistling ducks coming by, and you can hear the quacking in the air, and that's one of the things we love the most.
We rode to the villages or on our bikes last night to the town square, and we heard frogs chirping around the apartments downtown. And you'll hear an alligator. They don't hiss, they're more croaky sound, aren't they?
Yeah. People that live here on the preserve, swamp, refuge, whatever you like to call it, they say they can't leave their windows open because there's so much noise at night from crickets and frogs and alligators and wild boars and all that sort of thing.
True.
Yeah, but there's a lot of nature around us here. But as far as the garbage trucks, I wouldn't have any idea what time they come.
They come about 6:15, 6:30 in our neighborhood.
Do they? I just thought that pile of garbage disappeared every morning.
It's just magical. You put it out at 10 o'clock at night, and this morning, gone.
Yeah, they come about 6 in the morning, and they come on Mondays and Thursdays.
In our neighborhood.
Yeah. Brad says it seems like pickleball is more popular than tennis in this area. Are there any specific villages with tennis?
Well, I think you're right, though, on pickleball. It is very popular here. And in like most 55 plus communities, pickleball is a great sport all across the United States. But tennis courts, you're going to find them at all the recs, the rec centers, the village rec centers, and the regional rec centers, from 2 up to even 8 courts. The bigger the rec center, the more tennis courts there'll be.
Yeah. So we researched that. I didn't realize just how many tennis
Yes.
courts there are. There are more than I thought.
Yes, and you can go and you can sign up, but basically if you get one of the rec magazines, it will tell you where the courts are and what times that you probably shouldn't go if there's a league going on. So you can sign up if there's not a league.
Nancy writes in, she's looking to buy in the villages, and she loves it that there are so many homes without fences. But, she says, if my neighbors leave their lanai open and their dog on the lanai, and the dog barks a lot, do I have any recourse if they don't take kindly to my request for less barking? Boy, that's a touchy subject here in the villages. Luckily, we have not encountered that.
No.
Hopefully our neighbors haven't encountered it either, right, Gizzy?
That can be a problem, a barking dog.
That would drive me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And if your neighbor was not receptive to keeping him quiet, what is the recourse? You would call the compliance office. And I'm pretty sure they would send somebody out, but how difficult that would be to prove. Because if they come out and the dog's not barking, you don't have a situation. If they come out and he's barking, but it's not very loud at that point, what can they do?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be touchy. The best thing, hopefully you have a relationship with that neighbor. You know, if they came over and we were gone and said Gizmo was barking, I don't know what we would do. I guess you can get those training collars that when they bark, it emits an electronic signal.
Yeah.
I would hate to do that to him.
Yeah.
But if it was either train him that way or get rid of him, we would probably try everything we could first. But we do want to be compassionate to the neighbors, because we have neighbors that sit out on their screen lanai, and if our dog was barking, so irritating.
That would be.
Randy wants to know if the villagers grow vegetables. We get that question quite a bit. And the answer is they can. I believe that Florida law says that you can grow vegetables in your yard, that the local associations cannot stop it. Here, the homes are so expensive, the land is so valuable, you don't see people planting corn and wheat and barley and peppers and all that sort of thing in their
rows
yard.
Of tomatoes.
But in the backyard, who wouldn't like to have a big tomato plant? You know, you come out and pick your tomatoes or something like that. So I think you can. We don't see it very often. We do grow potatoes ourselves. We buy them at the local grocery store, put them in our closet, and the next time we go to pick them out of there, you know, they have considerable amount of growth on them. Here's a small family of potatoes that we grew just recently. The daddy potato, the mommy potato, and the gizmo potato.
That just tells you we don't cook a lot.
Eddie and Kate, this question is sort of related to the garbage question. Want to know, does the Villages recycle? How is it done and how often? When we moved here, very strict rules on garbage.
Oh, yes.
They came on Mondays and Thursdays and Wednesdays.
Yes.
On Wednesdays, you had to put your yard waste, which would be branches or grass clippings,
Yeah.
whatever, into a brown paper bag. You buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware, somewhere like that. Had to be in that bag to pick up on Wednesdays. On Mondays and Thursdays, you had garbage out in a black bag,
Yes.
and you put your
Rec-
recyclables in a clear bag so they
On
could
the
see.
other side of the driveway.
Yeah, so they could see that you weren't trying to trick them. By the way, about 6 months ago, maybe a little more, they raised our garbage bill $3 and took away the recycling. So now we don't have to buy the brown bags or the clear bags. We can put everything in a black bag and stick it out there no matter what it is. Yard waste, recyclables, regular, whatever. If they're recycling, somebody else is doing that somewhere else. Paula asked, how is the traffic on the roads and also in the golf cart lane during January, February, and March? It's almost August right now, so that's totally the opposite season. Right now, it's very manageable, very nice. We can walk, we can ride our bikes, we can take our golf cart, no problem. In January, February, and March, you've got the total population is here. The people that want to winter in the Villages,
Yes.
it's more crowded.
Very.
Is it too crowded? You said very.
I do think the roads are crowded toward the circles. I do. I think.
One them circles?
What do you call them?
What them are circles? Crop circles. Down them crop circles, it's those roundabouts. Yeah, those are roundabouts. And it is harder to merge sometimes in January, February, and March. But the solution to that is come out after 8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock, it's a ghost town.
Yeah, you have the roads to yourself. But it is more busy. I mean, or is it busier? Say it's busier in January, February, March because the lovable snowbirds are back. And we do like the snowbirds. Some of our best friends are snowbirds.
Absolutely.
Maria asks, are there pet sitters in the Villages? Well, Gizmo, are there pet sitters? There are. There are plenty of people here that will watch your pet in their home. She said, if you want to travel, is there someone who would board your dog overnight in their own home? And there are, and they do it for a fee. You might find a friend that would do it for you, just for the companionship. You know, that happens. But there's no shortage of people here that watch dogs. And sometimes, what will they even do?
Come to your house.
They'll come to your home. She encountered one this morning.
I did. Lady on the street met Gizmo and me walking, and she said she was a pet sitter for the week, and she wanted to meet Gizmo. So, yeah, they're here and around.
Maria has another question, and it's one that we get all the time too, so I chose hers. You other folks that wrote in, here it is. Can I use my garage as storage and park my car and my golf cart in my driveway? Are there any Villages restrictions? We have answered this many times. You people that are writing this question in, you must not be watching our earlier shows, because you know that we, mostly me, are extremely against parking cars in the driveway. And parking a golf cart in the driveway?
I've seen one house that has done that, and I go, ooh.
Short term, right? Short term.
No, I saw one house in our neighborhood that does have that. Sorry.
What?
Yeah. But it's not desirable.
No. And with this Florida sun, why would you want to?
Yeah.
And why would you want to put your golf cart out there? I just don't understand that. But yeah, Maria, like everything, call the deed compliance office. They'll tell you what you can and can't do. And it might differ from village to village. Bill asks a similar question. Can you wash your car in your own driveway? And can you change your own oil in your own garage? Well, the answer to those things are both yes. Yeah. You know, some people evidently have the idea that, you know, they have cameras trained on all our house and they're monitoring everything we do. No. You can wash your car in the driveway and you can change your oil in the garage. You know, I've got woodworking tools in my garage. You know, I can work in wood. We've had projects, we do spray painting in the garage. You know, it's your garage. You know, this is not a tyrannical system here. Another driveway question. Wow, people like to know about the driveways. Dave and Mary Beth want to know if they can park a motorhome in their driveway. We see them every day, but they're only allowed to come for a couple of days.
Right.
When you're going on a trip, you can bring it to your house to load your food, load your, you know, clothes, your groceries, whatever, for a short, maybe 2 days. You'd have to call the deed compliance office and find out exactly how long. And then they'll go on their trip, and when they come back, they pull into the driveway for a day or two, unload, recharge their batteries, whatever they need to do, and go on their way. But you cannot park an RV permanently on any of the lots in our neighborhood, and as far as we know, anywhere in the villages.
I have a thought on that. Not a thought, but I saw an RV this morning on my walk, and it's in someone's driveway, and it's a visitor. So I'm wondering if there is a law, which we need to probably call and find out, when if someone comes and visit you, like a close relative.
Like Cousin Eddie?
Cousin Eddie can come for maybe a week, maybe, and no more. We'll have to find out about that. Because I know this one house does have a RV.
You didn't see a
front.
big hose going out and into the gutter, did you?
I did see it connected to the house, so I know they were staying there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to see how much time they have to be there.
Dick and Cherie. Cherie's a frequent letter writer. By the way, like I told you guys earlier, if you want questions, send them in. You know, we're kind of low on good questions now. We got plenty of crappy questions. But
Don't say that.
we've got a whole bunch of the kind of questions. If I read them to you next week, you'll say, man, that's not a real question. But Dick and Cherie want to know, do you miss not having a place north to go to when it gets warm in Florida during the summer?
Well, we can always go north and visit our relatives, but there's no place like home. And we could go on vacations to the north if we wanted to.
That would be ideal. You know, I'm thinking of our friends up in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And in Minnesota, and how lovely, but they've been complaining like crazy about the heat.
Yeah.
So it gets hot up there too. What if you took your time and you went up there for a week or two and boom,
Yeah.
it's hot. So
Yeah.
we're happy here. That air conditioning feels delicious when you go in. Today it will. When we finish here, it's going to feel so good to go in that house and watch the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's time for our last question. Susan and Barb have a question about golf cart insurance. Do you have it? Yes, we do.
We do.
If so, did you take out a separate golf cart policy or did you add it to an existing policy? Thank you so much. We have it with the same company that we have our car insurance with. By the way, the beauty of living in Florida with one vehicle instead of three, one insurance policy for auto. Nice. They added ours on. We chose only to get liability insurance for the golf cart. We didn't get the collision and some of the other things you can get that replaces your cart in the event we have a crash of our own doing. So we had our company write us a policy for liability only. It cost $50 a year for 2 carts. Then this year they raised it to $75 a year. So that's with Progressive. It's not a shout out for Progressive or anything, but it's just to answer your question. Progressive did write our golf cart policies because we have our automobile insurance with them. And now here's your buddy Gizmo with his thoughts for the week.
Brian asked me a question. He asked, do I have to register with the administration that I'm up to date on all my vaccinations, and do I see a veterinarian for a yearly wellness check? Brian, haven't you ever heard of HEPA laws? Come on, man. You can't ask me about that personal stuff. But of course I have my vaccinations. Come on, dude. Today, I think I will be Professor Gizmo and tell you a little bit about science. Let's talk about a fire hydrant. The liquid on the inside of a fire hydrant is H2O. The liquid on the outside of the fire hydrant is K9P. K9P. Get it?
Thank you, Gizmo. What? Okay. He said you'll be sure to want to tune in on Thursday to catch that top 10 day trip video, of which we feature 5 this coming Thursday. Well, that's going to do it for
Mailbag Monday.
We thank each and every one of you for tuning in today.
Please remember to press that like and subscribe. Until next time.
See you when you get here.